Eldevin is an indie story-driven, free-to-play MMORPG developed by Hunted Cow Studios and released on Steam in 2014. It received the Best Browser Game Award in 2013 by Massively's third annual Frindie Awards. I'll leave a link to this prestigious award in the description below. Eldevin boasts a rich storyline with hundreds of quests where your decisions and actions will affect your future encounters and possibilities, a vast open world to explore, 6 talent trees featuring over 200 talents, a real-time combat system, PvP, crafting, a classless system, and much more. Well, today we are going to be stepping into the 2013 Frindie Best Browser MMORPG from the new player perspective to determine if this game is all it claims to be. But before we jump in, I wanted to say thank you to all the new and returning viewers. You guys are making my dream come true. Thank you for being here. Enjoy. The game begins when you come crashing through a rift and land in the game's tutorial zone, where a weapon is thrust into your hands and you're told the best way to recover your lost memory is by hitting things. Apparently you were a soldier or a mage in the king's army and were trapped in the void when a rescue mission that was launched to save that king went sideways. But now you're free, so it's hidden stuff rehab for you. The overarching story of Eldevin was difficult to follow at first, but it does pan out some if you do some due diligence. Mainly by reading the 10-page essay that is written by Sage Boring. Apparently the king of the Eldevin wields a sphere of nature, basically a magic crystal ball, and legend says that there were other magic balls of power. So a group of miners uncovered the rest of them by, I don't know, being nosy. Regardless, the other 5 Dragon Balls were discovered and gifted by the king to his most trusted knights. Well, when they brought them all together to have a Dragon Ball party, it tore a rift in reality and ta-da, demons! Now on top of all that, the knights who were gifted the other magic balls became corrupt and wished to overthrow each other and send the world into chaos. And stuck in the middle of all this is our hero. I know that when you play an MMO, you're usually painted as some champion of good or evil, and the fate of the world hangs in the blah blah blah. It has its place in storytelling, but I'm not a fan when a game info dumps the main villains and evil plotline too soon. I mean, honestly, we are a brand new hero. We have no memory, so the best plan for a person who has just been ripped through the fabrics of reality is to shove a weapon in their hand and tell them, "Get out there, soldier! Eldevin needs you!" No. Slow down, Eldevin. I'd like to have a coffee and maybe a cutscene or two. If you plan to info dump your game's whole backstory on a new player, maybe some subtlety as the story progresses, not a 10-page text from an NPC 15 minutes into the game. Now, apart from the TLDR overarching story of Eldevin, maybe the side quests are better. Your first real quest is to find some guards that Captain Garrett sent to the past to investigate a disturbance, and they haven't returned. So off we go. And they're dead. Just dead on the ground right outside the city walls, bystanders in plain view, and some merchant all boohooing on the side of the road. So we ask him what's wrong. He explains that it's those filthy goblins that made off with his supplies and captured his wife. He begs us to recover the supplies. Okay, man, I'll just forget about your wife and get your stuff back. But before we embark, we have a chat with the roadside priest, and he doesn't like the great outdoors. So to make it a better place, he thinks killing 10 goblins will brighten his mood. I'm headed into Goblin Waifu Snatcher territory anyway, so we agree. During the kill X amount of goblins, we level up and have earned a talent point. Huzzah! So in Eldevin, there is a classless system. Now, that's not true. You just have 6 classes that you can mix and match talents with. I'm sure some blend well with others, but I wanted to be a mage, so, oh look, the class is called Mage. Not arcane learning, not a discovery into the arcana. It's literally Mage. And it increases your passive A multiplier with B ability skill. You also gain 6 attribute points every time you level that can be placed in any of the 6 attributes to increase the core strength of your hero. And the game does do a good job of explaining this. Now, my intention is not to blare through these systems and make them seem trivial. They're simple and easy to understand, and to be honest, that's a good thing. Too many MMOs have way too complex of a leveling system or bombard you with skills and abilities at every level. I'm looking at you, Terra. Anyway, back to the merchant. So we gather the supplies and return to the merchant. And then he remembers his wife is trapped down there. Are we about to partake in a domestic? I mean, who doesn't love a good Jerry Springer quest? And now I'm curious. So yeah, off we go. Into the cave again. Now she's on the second level of the dungeon, so I get ready for an epic... Oh, is that a ladder? Right inside the entrance? I also take a moment to inspect the walls of the cave, and I can only describe them as runny. The Goblin Cave of Runny Walls. Who built this place, Willy Wonka? Anyway, we descend the ladder, and there she is. Just at the bottom of the ladder, waiting to be saved. Problem is, she isn't having any of our, "I've come to rescue you" BS, and insists that her husband come down here and apologize and save her personally. So, it's back to the merchant. Up the ladder, out the door, and explain the situation. The merchant feels bad that he isn't a trained warrior mage and was helpless to save her and needs some time to think. Now, upon completion of the quest, his quest indicator, which is an exclamation point, cutting edge stuff that. I mean, honestly, MMO developers, I know it's what we as the MMORPG consumers have come to recognize as the universal "this person needs shit done" indicator, but you can shake it up a bit. Seriously, we don't mind. But anyway, the quest indicator turns red. Now, initially, I believed that this means I'm not high enough level to take the quest. Nope. I do some digging in the tutorial menu and discover that the color of the exclamation mark determines what type of quest the NPC is offering. Yellow for story, blue for a skill quest, green for side quest, orange for group quests, and red, elite quests. Oh, and gray. Gray means you're not cool enough to take the quest. Why am I having to dig through the tutorial menu to learn this? Why isn't this something that I am just told sooner in the game? Okay, color palette of questing understood. Now I'm ready for that elite quest. So we have another chinwag with the merchant, and he has found his resolve. He is going to march down there and save his wife, but immediately changes his mind and wants to send us back down there to deliver a letter to his wife. I mean, seriously, it's not dangerous at all. Just walk in, take the ladder, and tell her you're sorry, man. Oh, wait. You're going to give me gold to do it for you? I'm in. Oh, and deliver her favorite necklace. Don't forget to give your wife a gift. Nothing says, "Baby, I'm sorry I let the goblins capture you," like some diamonds. So off we go. Back into the cave, down the ladder, past the runny walls to tell Karen her husband is sorry and deliver the letter and her bling. She is overcome with materialistic joy and agrees. But no, she can't escape the Goblin Cave as long as the Goblin's nefarious leader is still alive. He'll surely put a stop to my heroic shenanigans if left to run free. So she asks us to kill him. Finally, time to explore this dungeon and cut off the head of the Goblin Serpent. The Hobgoblin is located on the third level of the cave, and we need to seek him out and destroy him. Is that another fucking ladder? Right beside Karen? That leads directly to the Hobgoblin? Why is this a quest? This isn't even a quest. This is busy work with poor design. The narrative is fine. Merchant was robbed, lost his livelihood and his wife, and we, the hero, must help restore his security and rescue his damsel in distress. But the dungeon design is just abysmal. Ladder to the wife, ladder to the boss, ladder back to the merchant. This quest should be called a domestic with ladders. Alright, wait. Maybe the fight with the Hobgoblin will bring this whole epic into plain view. Maybe the simplicity of the area's design is because of the deep and difficult boss design to allow the player quick access back to the boss to try again and again. Kind of like Dark Souls. Nope. He's a wuss, and we mage him to death without breaking a sweat. So it's back to the merchant. Wait, we go back to the merchant and just leave the wife in the cave again. Okay. We tell the merchant that she is safe, the same thing that we told him already, and now he can go see for himself again. For our part in this ladder simulator, he awards us with a necklace. Clever. Then, completely out of character, tells us that since we discovered 2 dead guards right outside the city gate, that we should go check on the Witcher board for more busy work. And then he just sits there and leaves his wife to rot in the runny-walled goblin cave. Epic indeed. Now, I know I've been pretty critical about this one quest, but it's the player's first real quest. So when you decide, this game looks interesting, this is the first encounter with Eldevin's idea of epic. The early game matters just as much as the late game. If you want to captivate your players, you draw them into your fantasy world, not play shoots and ladders and call it epic. Now, this is just one quest in what I'm sure is a sea of questing and lore. But this quest is just poorly done. I mean, you have 3 levels to a cave, and you are forced to explore none of it. It serves no purpose other than to find 10 goblins to kill, and that can be achieved on the first level. Okay, let's move on. Maybe I'm just being too judgy too soon. So we run over and check the Witcher board to see what needs done. And there's a flyer regarding advanced training, gathering professions, and volunteering for the North. In brackets are numbers that I can only assume is in regards to our character level, so we're going to advance our training. Selecting the quest gives us the illusion of choice and asks if we want to advance in archery, combat, because archery isn't a combat style, or magic. We choose magic because we are the classless mage and set it as our active quest. Look out, Voldemort, a new Dark Lord is on the rise. I decide to check the gathering quest, and it gives you the quest to learn all of them. Like run around the world and talk to 7 different NPCs in 7 different locations to learn about each gathering skill? No thanks. We'll just get our mage on for now. But before we go a-maging, there is a guide at the entrance of the city, and he offers us a tour quest, which is literally just stroll around the city to all the different gates and notable locations. At least it's not labeled as epic. I accept the quest because the reward is a Hearthstone, which will magically teleport me back to the town square when I'm tired of taking ladders. Now, during my tour, I have to admit that the aesthetic of Eldevin is rather nice. NPCs are doing their due diligence and moving about, interacting with objects or carrying crates from one location to the other. The city feels alive. Well done. I take the time to pick up a side quest, you remember, the green ones, and help clean up the streets by killing rats. Guess how many will get the job done? Did you say 10? Yep, 10 rats that spawn faster than we can kill them, and the city is now a more sanitary place. I finish the tour and get my Hearthstone, then it's off to learn about magic. We arrive at the Arcane Sanctum and are instructed to have a chat with Mage Osrin. He believes that we have what it takes to become the next Gandalf, and gives us a shiny new lightning spell and then tells us to go practice our newfound power on some wisps. And the only way to prove that we have the arcane gusto required of an Eldevin mage is to kill, you guessed it, 10 of them. Wow. So our new lightning spell claps some wisp cheeks, and we send them to Jesus in record time. Then it's back to Mage Osrin, and that's it. That's the end of the quest. We are now a mage. You know, earlier when I mentioned that at the Witcher board I was given the illusion of choice, this is because regardless of what advancement you choose, you're required to do the other 2. If you're going to force the player to do it anyway, don't pretend that they have a choice. So we're off to become a warrior. We head to the barracks and chat with Major Rothar, who wears a shoulder strap and chainmail pants and insists on being called Sir. Listen, Rothar, you look like you just fell out of a Men of Hyboria calendar. But yeah, we'll go with Sir. Sir Rothar informs us that a caravan of supplies is overdue and that we should check in on it. He gives us the last known location, and we're off. Finally, a real quest. Nope. The caravan is right outside the north gate. It's in plain view of the guards, and the area is crawling with bandits. Not aggressive bandits, mind you. No, these are your passive bandits. These bandits are just hanging out 20 foot from the city gates, about 15 feet from some local campers. This is immersion at its finest. To advance in our melee skills, we have to kill 4 Crimson Cutpurse. The bandits are no match for our magic, and we reclaim their stolen goods. But that's not enough. We need to take out one of the 500 spawn Crimson ringleaders before this place will be considered safe, and I don't want to disappoint Sir Rothar. So we drop a ringleader like third period French, and it's back to the barracks. Sir Rothar tells us, gee, thanks, and decides we need to go kill a lizard monster in the sewers that carries a deadly sword and has been affected by a plague that is infecting the sewers. Wait, what? I mean, I'm gonna do it. But what the hell, Eldevin? Why the roadside bandit foray? The missing supplies? What does that have to do with a zombie infestation in the bowels of the city? Was the city short on sandwiches and my retrieval of the snack crate from the local bandits the extra oomph we needed to tackle the plague? Whatever. Okay, plague lizard, deadly sword. Got it. Now it's off to the sewers. You want to know how we get to the sewers? Can you say ladder? A mere 10 feet from Sir Rothar's location? Now, to be fair, the ladder didn't take me directly to the lizard's location. I had to navigate the sewers, fighting zombies, and got to interact with some sewer valves to close off some steam vents to get down a hallway that led to the boss. Much better design, Eldevin. The lizard man Shakamanto's lair is no more than a big square arena for us to do battle in. And combat. We arcane judo his scaly ass with ease and collect the sword and it's back to Sir Rothar. And that's it. Melee advancement done. Sir Rothar tells us that the sword is a super duper special sword and that if we take it to some blacksmith, we may be able to unlock its true potential. We don't care because we are mage and move on to the Legolas trainer to learn about archery. Captain Caladwin is the supreme sniper around these parts and tells us we need a proper target to hone our skills with a bow. She informs us that a plague is infesting the sewers and that we need to check on a regiment of recruits that she sent down the ladder. We agree because it's the only way to further the main story, and it's back down the ladder for us. Caladwin's recruits are pinned down by zombie archers. It's actually not a bad scene. One recruit lies dead on the ground with an arrow through his chest, and the remaining archers take cover in fear. We show our dominance in archery by killing zombie archers with magic. Oh, and we need to kill 10 to prove we are skilled in archery. The zombie archers are kind of fun to kill in a whack-a-mole kind of way, so I farm them for a level by zapping them into oblivion with my shiny new Zeus button. We snag another talent point in classless magic, and it's back to Caladwin. She congratulates us on our archery skill and asks about the other recruits. We tell her they're buzzard food, and she's good with it. And that's the Archer Advancement quest. From here, we are told that the prince has asked to see us personally. Wait, what? Okay, let's summarize for just a damn minute. Fall out of reality rift to be immediately recruited by the king's forces, get smashed in the face with the Six Sphere Legacy essay, get sent to check on some guards, unravel the mystery of marriage and ladders, kill an elite hobgoblin, learn to mage via the 10-wisp lightning method, learn to warrior by re-stealing lunch from the right outside bandit brigade, slay mutant lizard and recover the sword of I am mage and don't care, then ladder back into the sewers to T-pose on some zombie archers. And now the prince of Eldevin wants to have a chin wag. What the actual fuck is going on in this game? So of course we're going to go, because I need to see the man in charge of this dumpster fire. And to be honest, I'm not surprised. He's called Prince Ryan, and all I can think of is the YouTube sensation Ryan's World. My kids love that show, by the way. Anyway, Ryan yammers on about space and time, and that he can help us recover our memories by having his court wizard zap us in the face with his melatonin ray. We make some pointless choice about what we saw on a battlefield with no context as to if it's relevant or not. I'm just going to go out on a limb here and say no, that it doesn't matter what you pick at all. Mage Veros slides into the room and zap, it's off to Neverland. All of a sudden, we are over-leveled in a dream world with Major Nevin. I did read the Six-Sphere essay, by the way, and Nevin is the holder of the Dragon Ball of Light. Yay! Nevin tells us we need to dig in and do our job, whatever the fuck that means. Magic plushies show up and start killing our men wholesale, so we unleash the power of Zeus upon them, and the respawn is madness. 20 glowing bluppities must die for the quest to advance, so it's zapping time. The game bugs out, and Nevin and I have a little chat while one of the soldiers is being mauled by a glowing Cheshire cat. Nevin says we need to move out and leave the poor soldier to their fate. I'm not about that life, and save her with chain lightning. We walk about 20 feet, and the Lightbright Dragon appears and puts our soldiers to sleep. Nevin tries to wake them to no avail, and Nevin and I are forced to continue just the two of us. 20 feet more and we are ambushed by more Looney Tunes, and it's another Kill 20 Squinkies simulator. Nevin is about as useful as a Titan in Destiny, but we get the job done. 20 Garfields later, our soldiers arrive refreshed from their nap and we approach the cave. Nevin gives a quick speech about infiltration and caves. I wonder if he knows the merchant's wife. Anyway, we are attacked by the Light Dragon. Alright, hold on. We're going to pause right here for just a second. A fight with a dragon this early in the game? Bravo, Eldevin! Although I'm not following your story logic for shit, I am pleased that this is usually an end-game creature that can be experienced this early in the game. Now on with the combat. To be honest, it's a shit show. Eldevin's soldiers and mages come spawning out of the running walls and die in droves, only to appear seconds later to rejoin the fight. Nevin gets his Titan on, and we do all the damn work. The dragon dies, and we awake with our shirt untucked, back in the prince's throne room. Prince Ryan congratulates us on having a weird dream, and tells us we can join the army, or the Arcane Sanctorum, or both. Doesn't matter. Just go forth and do some shit. So I did. I decided to turn the game off and play something else. Not that Eldevin is a bad game, it just suffers from lazy design and a half-baked story. Now I'm sure there is way more to this game than I have detailed here, but from the new player perspective, I'm gonna say it's not for me. And there are other games just doing it better. If an MMO wants to maintain player retention, then the early game is crucial. You need to hook your players early and then slow burn that epic into your story or combat or whatever makes your game stand out. Not play shoots and ladders and call the quest epic. Okay, well, that's going to be it for me for Eldevin. This is the first time that I've narrated my adventure in this fashion. If you enjoyed, be sure to let me know in the comments down below, drop a like on the video to zap the algorithm zombies, and consider subscribing to keep the ladders at bay. Thank you guys for watching, and have an amazing day. Goodbye.